Hi guys, as usual it's me, just an off-screen voice, and you're watching Review Machines. Have you ever tried to ride a snowmobile? If you do, I think you liked it. There is nothing like speed and snow. But snowmobiles are very expensive and many people can't afford them. But today we will review so-called snow dogs. These machines can provide the same fun as sleds, but they are much cheaper. It will be interesting, stay tuned. Well, as I already mentioned, these machines are called snow dogs. They are really like huskies, but they are motorized. We tried to find for this video all models of motor dogs, so it will be interesting to compare them with each other. Also, we will test them in different conditions to find out what they can do, their power, speed and so on. But first of all, let's probe into the construction of this vehicle. For example, we choose a classic model of the machine, it's Snow Dog BTS. Most often of all, the design of the different models almost the same, and it's very simple. The engine is Honda GX or Chinese analog about 10 HP. Then there is a variator and a wide track like in snowmobile. The steering is manual, you ride the snow dog in the same way as if you rode a dog sled team. A wide track prevents from getting stuck in deep snow. The engine is powerful enough to accelerate the machine quite fast. Also, there is a more complicated models of snow dogs, like this machine which is called Koira. It has two tracks and pneumatic suspension. It's designed to get through the toughest of road, not only on snow, but even in mud. Firstly, let's see how the machine moves on a rough terrain. It's a frozen swamp and there are many hammocks. By the way, motor dogs are getting more and more popular nowadays. Why? Because it's very simple but effective winter transport, and moreover it's quite cheap. An average price of the machine is about $1,500. Then you don't need to have a license to drive a snow dog. It's rather compact, it even can be put into a trunk of the car. Simple design provides a decent reliability. Then you can move by a snow dog on the frozen lakes or rivers. That is forbidden to move there by snowmobiles. And to top it all, snow dogs are rather powerful. It can tow more than 5 people with cargo. We will see it a little bit later. As you can see, all the snow dogs are moving through the frozen swamp with hammocks without any problem. They are quite maneuverable and effective on rough terrain. But you should know that the steering here is rather physically hard thing. It takes much efforts to turn the machine, so it's a good exercise for your arms. Also, it's the most effective riding when you are standing in the sled. Of course, you may sit or even lie there, but the best way to ride a motor dog is to stand. On one hand, it may be considered as a disadvantage, but the flip side is that the riding do a lot of good for your legs and your health at all. It's like skiing, but much more funny. Now let's see how these machines can climb a hill. It was no problem for them, so we decided to make it more difficult. They will try to get on the hill from the spot. And again, they managed to do that without any serious problems. The motor dogs easily moved even on a higher slope. In fact, they are designed to carry much more heavier cargo than only a rider. so such slope wasn't for them a serious task at all. Actually, they may be rather successfully used not only in winter, but even in summer. They have enough power to tough a sled even without snow. It was very interesting to find out what the maximum load for the motor dock is. To do that, we made a real train which was towed by only one motor dock. The total weight was approximately 500 kilos. Firstly, we tried the most powerful and expensive machine, which is called Coira 20 HP. Then we tried less powerful BTS. It has 13 HP engine and it was more difficult to tow the cargo, but finally did it. And the least powerful machine didn't cope with the load, without our help. But the best performance can be shown by these motor dogs on a large snowy fields and lakes covered with ice. A standard snow dog with the engine 15 HP can accelerate up to 30 miles per hour. But I should say it's rather frightful to ride a motor dog at maximum speed. By the way, it's one of the best kinds of transport for fishers. It's very convenient to get the distant lakes and rivers by a motor dog. It's fast maneuverable, very simple machine, which is able to move on a deep snow. And now let's do a speed test. We will find out who is the fastest. Well, I should say the result depends not on the machine, but also on a rider. As you can see, the first place was taken by a snow dog which is called Real Man. It's a powerful model with 15 HP engine. Other results were approximately the same. To make sure that the result was right, we did the test one more time. And again, the Real Man was the fastest. Probably the rider was the most experienced. As I mentioned, you may be sure that these machines are fast enough to meet your demands. When you are riding a snow dog, the speed is felt much better, as if you were skiing at a speed 30 miles per hour. Well, to sum up our review, I would say that motor dogs are quite effective kinds of winter transport. It's a compact, fast and simple machine with a very impressive carrying capacity. Also, you should remember that a motor dog is quite affordable machine. The average price is about $1,500. The main disadvantage is the fact that it's far from being a comfortable transport. It's noisy, sometimes it shakes you on rough terrain. Moreover, you have to stand on a sled while moving. But on the other hand, it's a real fun to ride this machine. Then a snow dog will be rather useful for fishers and hunters, because it doesn't require a driver license. It's affordable, quite simple and reliable. Guys, what do you think about these machines? Have you seen or used them before? Post a comment, it will be very interesting to learn your experience. Thanks for watching, please consider subscribing if you like this video. It will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.